It was good, guys. Today we're gonna be watching Tommy NFG, the T app Toxic Takedown. Now I kind of know what this is referring to. There's a T app where women would basically anonymously review guys they had, what's it called? Dated, I think. And I guess a bunch of hackers were like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And leaked basically all the info and all the data about the women who were doing this.
What the internet loves more than hating is actually there isn't anything else. For the past
So
couple of years, we've seen the rise of gender wars with men and women
gender wars are the gender wars are basically it proves just like any war or most wars I would say because some wars were but with most wars it's completely pointless, bro.
arguing about absolutely anything. You got your hyper masculine red pilled podcast.
These podcasts where it's just one guy and like 12 women and he's like, oh, actually, and they're like most of the time British because you know how the British are with women. You also break yourselves. This is
Are coming up with the most useless question
yeah.
to ask
See
the
one guy. Is that Sneak? Is that who I
You
think
got
it
your
is?
hyper masculine red pilled podcaster coming up with the most
I have not seen this guy in like 2 months. Is this where he been?
useless question to ask a stripper in Miami. You got your oversensitive septum piercing girl on TikTok blaming men for some random problem that has nothing to do with them. And with gender wars online, there's always up and down times. Times where people are at each other's necks, then times when we're at peace. A rise would be like when Andrew Tate started going viral.
This man single-handedly, like, I wouldn't like defined the alpha male genre, and I don't mean that as a compliment. He has done irrepressible damage to the male community, bro.
All the alpha male
I
podcasters.
wouldn't say he ruined a generation, but bro, Aiden Ross, bro, was actually just sucking it dry with Andrew Tate.
Or when questions
Like, it was bad back in the day. It was bad.
randomly pop up online, like who would you rather be in a forest with, a man versus a bear? Crazy how all these things
I never got that question, but I would rather pick a. Well, is it just a random dude? Because if it's a random dude, then I don't care, bro.
would have been unforeseen like 5 years ago. Kind of reminds me of countries where at times they're at peace, then one random conflict can completely derail their relationship for a while. But when apps like the T app come around, they only guarantee that
This has done bad damage to the gender wars, bro. Just freaking. I want to say, what's it called? Legitimized. I wouldn't say legitimized, but somewhere in that ballpark, the hate that some dudes have for women. Now, is it good? No, but in their eyes, they're like, oh, you see how they're treating us? You see how they talk about us, bro? They're like that.
both sides will never be stable. The T-App was launched in 2023 and was made to do a couple of things. The main things being to have other women who live around the same
Just a
area
little
connect
gossip,
and ask
you
women
know?
about any red
But it's
flags a man
public.
they may be going on a date with or is already their boyfriend. Whether it be if the man is married already, a cheater, has a criminal background. And the app actually does have some pretty good features that can help at that. For example, it has a catfish finder AI tool where you can put a person in and it can reverse image search them to see if they're real or not. And according to women
Okay.
online who have used the app, they say it's actually helped them dodge bullets. Whether that be they're about to go on a date and
Yeah.
they find out the guy ended up being some type of predator or cheater. The problem is though that it solely relies on people
Very
being
unlucky.
truthful. And of course, as we all know, every woman on the internet is totally truthful and has never told a lie. Yeah, it doesn't take Albert Einstein to realize how fast something like this could go bad. And let's be real, if you're on this app, you're not going every time just to see some dude you may be going on a date with and want to make sure you're safe. If I had to predict the percentage of women doing that, I'd put it
How do they know? Are they like? Do they take a picture of the guy and like, hey, you guys know anything about him?
pretty low. The name of the app is literally T, like you're trying to hear the T on some random drama. Even
That's
the way
the
they
T,
advertise the
girl.
app is
Still the
kinda
T.
strange. Like if the T app was on the T app as a man, it would get 50 red flags. One of the features they advertise is that you can set alerts for your man. Just in case if they
Set
get mentioned on
alerts?
the app for something, you'll get a notification. What type of controlling person even does this? If you have to put on alerts for your boyfriend in case if they do cheat, controversial opinion,
You shouldn't be in that relationship.
and that now makes you the red flag because you're invading his privacy. If this ever happened to me, that would be the easiest breakup of all time. It's also bad too because imagine how many women put alerts on for their ex. Then every time their name pops up, they get alerted and make up some slander and
Why would you put alerts on for your ex, bro? You're already broken up. Just let him live.
fake shit so they don't get any dates. Crazy thing is, as the man, it's not like you would ever know that's a thing. The only way you would know is if a girl you know is on the app and so happens to see your name pop up. And you may be asking how they make sure it's solely women on there and that men can't go through. They get a facial verification scanning view and then also get a picture of your ID to confirm it. Which
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You gotta give them your ID. Bro, are people like, this is clearly being used by the government to get information on people.
shortly you realize that didn't turn out well for them. They also advertise a feature where you can look
And now that app has your ID, so if anything happens to the app, now people know now people know your ID.
up someone's phone number and they not even hiding it. It straight up doxes you and can find your
You gotta tell. Oh my god.
address. I'm not so sure if that's even legal, but hey, it doesn't even matter. You won't even know as the man because remember, you can't get on the app. Some might say, well, yeah, Tommy, some bad incidents do happen, but overall it's doing good for women. Hey, I'm glad there are women that have gotten help for it, but at the end of the day, this app is a business. Their app has a $15 pay subscription where if you pay it, you get unlimited searches. And if you don't, you get 5 searches in a month. So for an app that's supposed to care about women so much, why only give 5 searches for
It's like that mental health products where like, hey, if you want, this product will help with your anxiety, it will help with your depression, but you gotta pay $150 every week if you want to use it.
free in a month? Because if you know anything
truly
about
care.
women on dating apps, they got piles of men to be going through. 5 for free ain't gonna cut it. Why not make it like 15 or 20 in a month for free? Because they want to make money. They don't care about women's safety. Also, I think if this was supposed to be like a champion of safety for women online dating, you would name it like Women's Safety App or Keep Women Safe. Them naming it T shows me
doesn't
they're
roll
trying
off
to
the tongue.
capitalize off of pure drama. Even when you look through the app, the majority
Gossip.
of the men on there are flagged as red flags. This guy managed to get in and was going through it, and you could see how many men are flagged.
All right, fellas, I'm in. I broke the barrier. I had to put on a wig and all type of shit. And y'all hit me up and let me know if y'all want to put y'all name in this goddamn search. I'll search y'all niggas up, man.
Like, bro, one of the dudes has 22 red flags. This is showing
bro,
me
what
more on there
happened?
that y'all on there have no good dating sense. Or they got no self-respect for themselves. How do 22 of y'all get walked over by one random dude? Dude must have been piping and hitting the dash, never hitting them up right after. I don't care what y'all
You
say.
guys
There's no way
stoned.
90% of these dudes got red flags on them and they're all terrible people. There was about 2 green flags.
It looks like, what's it called?
Percent of these dudes got red flags on them and they're all terrible people. There was about
That Mess Yourself, bro. If you remember Mess Yourself, he was a great YouTuber back in the day. I wonder how he's doing.
2 green
I'll link his channel, bro. He's a good guy. Well, hopefully I haven't heard about him in a while, so hopefully he's a good guy still.
flags because most of the people there will thrive off negativity. I don't even have to explain anymore how they don't care about women's safety because if you clicked on this video, you probably already heard about it. On July 25th, the entire T-App's data system got breached and over 72,000 women's pictures got exposed, with 13,000 of them being their actual IDs. And the culprits were none other than 4chan. There's
Who
a
would have guessed? Who would
couple
have
of groups
guessed?
you don't want to mess with on the internet, and
Actually, I'm not
4chan
gonna
is
say
at the
shit. I don't wanna
dippity
get
top.
doxxed.
I believe all hate on the internet starts from 4chan and spreads to everywhere else like it's the spawning ground. There are that don't see the outside world and have decades of vicious hate towards whatever group on there. And right after the breach, a lot of the users from the T-App ended up blaming men who were hating on the app and saying they caused it, but not pointing at the fact that the app developers
Didn't give a about that.
Well, app developers are probably men, so I guess it works.
T-App security was so bad that there was no encryption to it or any restriction. Anyone
Yeah.
could click one link and access it all. I remember in the past growing up when they used to say in school, be careful giving out your personal
Do they not do that? Are they? Because I remember in computer class, the teacher would just every day would put on a video about like a kid getting freaking groomed, and it would fucking be horrific. Like those short films, those PSAs, those were, it got real like bad. And I was like 12 at the time, so I don't think I even had my first phone. I didn't even use a phone. No, my first phone was until I was like, well, the first phone I owned was when I was 16. But I used my grandma's phone a lot. But even then, I would just play Roblox.
Info online, because that type of sensitive info, once leaked, is gonna
Those videos drilled into my little baby underdeveloped brain that don't send people your stuff don't send people your information on the internet, bro. They're a predator. They're gonna groom you. You're gonna get touched. I'm like, okay, I won't do it. I won't even use my real name. See, I ain't even using my real name, bro. I just put in the first name I wanted or I thought of.
be on the internet for
None of you guys know my real name, unless you're an OG.
forever. And nowadays, it seems like completely forgot about that or don't give a Honestly, the amount of apps and services that ask for my ID now is absurd. It throws me off a little, especially when it doesn't seem like it needs to. Regardless, even though their security was ass, I obviously don't think these women's info should have been leaked. Maybe I'm just taking the high road and being too nice.
Yeah,
Especially
people
if you
shouldn't be
were
doxxed,
truly on
you
there
know?
for safety reasons and not to accidentally date a predator or something. But it's absolutely not surprising to me that is celebrating and joys down the streets. The amount of harm that has come from the app is going to be what people remember. You couldn't find a more perfect example of karma with the women on there doxing men getting doxed. I couldn't imagine finding myself on the app. Shoot, it's probably happened already, but this is a real experience that dudes have seen.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now...
Oh, they just use your internet? He's cute, but he looks like a walking red flag. I don't know him, though. He's definitely very manipulative. Yeah, bro. These guys probably haven't even dated him. They're just looking at him like, yup. He'll manipulate you. He'll gaslight you.
£50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
You notice how one of the girls said something about him, then right after said, I don't know him? Then why the f are you even saying anything? My bad, it's first. In response to the app blowing up, there's officially a men's version of the T app called Matcha, and they make promises, one being that they don't store your face in case if a hack does happen so your face doesn't get leaked. Either way, if any dude signed up for that app, I hope you know you're no better than the girls on that.
You're probably just gonna get doxxed as soon as the freaking women of 4chan are like, nope, I don't like it. It's payback time.
T-app either. You can't make fun of them being on it if you're gonna do the same thing. To me, it's just top tier unemployed activity. Like, I don't know, I'm a man, I gotta hustle. I'm not sure if you do want to give any info considering a hack did just happen. Like, I'm not about to just take some word for it that my info is safe. Also, you had another group of people in response make an entire website like Tinder to swipe yes or no on the faces in the link. I'm not gonna show any of the faces because I actually have respect for people's privacy, unlike them. But all I'm gonna say is some of these women should not be slandering random dudes online with the way they look. I never thought I'd see someone look like Fiona from Shrek in real life, but this is proving me wrong. They even made a whole leaderboard with the amount of wins and losses each of them got from swiping. And this is the exact problem with apps like the T-app that are unregulated. You're gonna have a group out there who gets mad at it being unregulated and sees random people getting slandered with no way to defend themselves. And in response, you're gonna get something extreme like what's happening now. To make it worse, as of the day I'm recording this, July 28th, a second breach has already hit. The second tower has been hit, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard enough of this. Shut down the app. In this new leak, they found a brand new database that had over 1.1 million people's private messages. Since the messages were private, they had a lot of personal conversations and caught people exchanging info with each other. We can only imagine what the personal info they were exchanging with each other was. Might have been them getting each other's numbers to talk. Could be someone giving the man's number without his permission. I'm gonna assume it's both and gonna also assume there was definitely conversations with malicious intent. I feel like in the next hack it's gonna get exposed that women on there were setting up hit jobs on their exes to take them out. The worst part for them is once they put their info on the app, it's not like they can take it out. It's stuck in one of those databases forever and you better hope and pray you don't get leaked. I think the whole lesson we could take from this thing is please know who you're giving your info to or not. not. If even the biggest and most secure companies out there are getting hacked, then there's a high probability the app that has 3 developers in their 20s working on it in their room doesn't have good security. I hate that we've gotten to the point in the internet where apps like the T app have to be made, and now the upcoming Matcha app for men. We started off with dating apps to bring men and women together in an easier way to meet online. Now it's ending up that we all finna be segregated and split up into different male and female sections online. I think this is gonna become a much bigger thing in the future than people think. The T app hack just kickstarted a whole new genre of apps and programs like this that are gonna be made. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Make sure y'all tune into the streams a second.
So go subscribe. Go watch his streams, bro. He's a funny guy. He's a funny fellow. The app used to document got that. Yeah, it's gonna be in the end of this video. I like this video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Bye bye.